Board of Trustees regular meeting Thursday, January 20th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, can you hear me?
It looks like her audio is still connected.
Is that her? Be still. Yeah. There you go.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, can you hear me?
Mayor, say something again.
Can you hear me, Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow? Okay, we'll get
Hold
her.
on, I've got her on the phone, but she's having audio difficulties.
So disable the video and only connect with audio might be better because she might not have enough bandwidth to do the video and the audio.
She can't hear at all.
She can't hear it all? Did she do the connect through the computer, through the phone?
Bless you.
I'm gonna put her on speakerphone. Let's see if you guys can hear her. Vivian, go ahead and say something.
Good afternoon, everyone.
There
Okay,
you go.
Vivian,
we were just doing a roll call and it is your turn, Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Present.
Thank you. Trustee Baca,
Present.
Trustee Lopez,
present.
and I don't see Trustee Archuleta. Are you there, Trustee Archuleta?
I don't get a response.
He did not,
Okay.
I didn't admit him to the meeting. He didn't come into the meeting yet, so if
Okay,
he joins later, then, but he's not here right now.
okay. We'll move on. The opening prayer, I'll do the opening prayer. And then Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, if you can do the pledge.
Okay.
Lord, we ask that you guide us in making the right decisions for the village of Milan today. We ask that you watch over the elderly, the sick, and the homeless. Help end the pandemic. Help the people that are suffering with this COVID-19. We ask that you watch over our healthcare workers and first responders. Watch over our troops. For this we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag
Flag
of
of
the
the
United
United
States
States
of
of America and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
indivisible, with
with
liberty and
liberty and
justice for
justice
all.
for all.
For all.
Bless you again.
Approval of the agenda. Before I ask for an approval for the agenda, we're on number 8, approval of cash disbursement. We will move that to at the same time that we do letter L and M. And with that, I would like a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a
I'll make-
motion to approve the agenda with the correction of number 8, move to L and M.
I'll second that.
Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Trustee Baca. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow,
Yes.
Trustee Baca,
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Thank you. Public comments. Did we have any public comments? I assume that's a no.
No, I didn't get anything.
Okay. Approval of minutes, Board of Trustees Workshop Meeting, December 9th, 2021. Board of Trustees hearing held December 16th, 2021, and Board of Trustees meeting December 27th, 2021.
I had a question in one of the meetings. We didn't end out the meeting, and I'm trying to find it.
Hmm.
We came back from executive session, but we didn't end the meeting. Or did we?
You're missing, let me think. Which one are you talking about?
Well, I'm looking at it now. I should have written down the one it was. Okay, that's not that one. No, I guess I missed it. I must have overlooked it. It seems to
Okay.
be okay. Okay,
With that said, I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve minutes for December the 9th, the 16th, and the 27th of 2021.
Second the motion.
Motion by trustee Baca, seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo. Trustee Lopez,
yes,
trustee Baca,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo.
Yes.
Thank you. Acceptance of municipal court cash journal for December 2021. We have any questions on that?
no,
Okay, if not, I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the municipal cash journal.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo. Trustee Baca,
yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo,
Yes.
trustee Lopez.
Yes,
Thank you. Action items, discussion. First one is a presentation UTV event.
Okay, so the Grand Chamber of Commerce was supposed to come into the meeting. I don't see them on here, so I'm gonna ask that you table it.
Okay, I need a motion to table on item 10, letter A, presentation UTV event.
I make a motion to table number 10, item A, the UTV event.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo, second by trustee Lopez. Trustee Lopez,
Yes,
trustee Baca,
yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-001, Open Meeting Act.
Okay, this is your annual Open Meetings Act. This sets your dates and times and the advertisements for the meetings. So as you guys remember, we changed the meeting dates in November to planning and zoning the first Thursday, workshop the second Thursday, and regular meeting the third Thursday. So if you guys want to make any changes, now would be the time.
Anybody have changes?
curious. I was curious. Would we like to change back to Wednesdays because the city of Grants has their meeting on the same night?
I thought we agreed because I thought we agreed to change it to Thursday because our manager was, she would like to have it on Thursdays because she goes back to reserve on Wednesday evenings.
Yes, I have a school board meeting on the second Wednesday of every month. So it made it impossible for me to do both.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was that. Maybe we ought to get on to Grants and make them change their day back or something.
Okay. If anybody else, questions?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
if not, I need a motion.
Make a motion to accept. Oh, am I supposed to get the dates?
The resolution number, if you can.
Which one was it?
Letter B, resolution 220001.
Resolution 2201.
And I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow,
Yes.
trustee Lopez,
Yes.
trustee Baca.
Yes,
Next, we move to resolution 2022-002, CDBG requirements.
Again, this is an annual resolution that we've done for the past, I don't know how many years. This covers our CDBG annual requirements, which are the citizen participation, the fair housing, the residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance, section 3, and the procurement.
I make a motion to accept the the CBDG grant 2022-002.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow,
Yes.
trustee Baca,
Yes,
trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Okay, you move to the resolution 2022-003, financial institution.
Okay, this is a resolution that is basically required by the state. And what it does is it states who our financial institution is, which is TBK Bank. And it's basically done every year, the first meeting of the year. So this is a house cleaning item.
Okay, any questions?
No.
If not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-003.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow. Trustee Baca,
yes,
trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Next, resolution 2022-004, business hours.
This is another house cleaning item. What it does is it sets the village's business hours for the lobby. It does not affect the other locations that the village operates out of. It's just basically to let the public know that these are our hours. And unless we have an issue like the pandemic, we follow those.
Any questions?
No.
If not, I need a motion to approve.
make a motion to approve resolution 2022-004, business hours.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
trustee Baca,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Next, we have resolution 2022-005, Robert's Rules of Law, Robert's Rules of Order.
This is another house cleaning item. It basically sets the rules by which all meetings should be handled by. It provides parliamentary guidelines.
Okay, questions?
No.
No.
If not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-005.
And I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Trustee Baca,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes.
trustee Lopez.
Yes,
Next, we go to resolution 2022-006, Inspection of Public Records Act.
And this is another housekeeping item. This basically sets what can be charged for the documents, how they have to be handled, and the basic rules for information to the Public Records Act. This is done every year to basically set those fees and procedures.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is there one person in charge of this, or how does that work?
On the information for public information, I believe Denise has been handling that.
Okay,
Any other questions?
so if anybody wants to go in and get public information, they go into the clerk's office and they can put in the request then?
Yes, and then she has 3 days to reply. If it's going to take more than that, she can write them a letter within 3 days explaining it will take 15 days. Or if it's burdensome and something that you really have to dig a lot of records out for, then she can also do it for another 15 days. But she has to be sure to make sure that the public, that the individual requesting that information is notified each time.
Okay,
and also she lets them know they have to pay for those copies. They're not free.
yeah,
The copies are provided. They can come in and look at them for free, and they can take their cameras, phone cameras or whatever, and take the pictures of them.
Oh, they can do that now?
oh,
Yes, but they have to pay for them if they want us to do paper copies.
Yeah,
And they pay
okay,
in advance.
right. That was what I meant. I didn't know they could do the cameras now, the phone
Yes.
thing. Oh, well,
Any other questions?
no,
If not, I need a motion to approve.
make a motion to approve resolution 2022-006, public records.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes.
trustee Lopez,
Yes,
trustee Baca.
Yes,
Okay, now we adjourn meeting for public hearing regarding ordinance 274 and 275.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting for ordinance, public comments on ordinance number 274
And 275.
and 275, sorry.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee Lopez, second by trustee Baca. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Trustee Baca,
Yes,
trustee Lopez.
Yes,
Okay,
And if the public has comments, they can email them to Mike. You want to give that address?
They can just comment on the YouTube page right there. There's
Okay,
nobody, we only have 2 people watching and one of them's me, so
oh,
I don't know
Okay.
if there's gonna be any comments.
all right, let's move on then. Reconvene the meeting. I need a motion to go back into the meeting.
Motion to reconvene the meeting.
oh, there was no discussion?
There was
no
nobody.
I'll
need for
second it.
discussion because there wasn't, basically wasn't questions, but we can discuss it now if you would like.
Oh, good, because I have
Hmm.
I have a couple of questions. On
I have a motion and a second on the table. Can we vote first, then discuss?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay, I forgot, who made the motion?
I did.
Oh,
Oh, you want to go back? We need a motion to go back. I didn't do that one.
I think Vivian did.
Okay, then I need a second then.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Baca,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Okay, we're back into regular meeting. Trustee Baca, was there a question you needed to ask?
yeah, on the ordinances on the abandoned and dangerous objects and non-running vehicles, does the police department have to cite that, or is that the code enforcer? does
I
it?
believe it could be cited by either.
Either or, okay. Okay. That was my question.
Okay. We'll move down to the ordinance 274, municipal bonds.
And this is an ordinance, because the fees were so low, the court come to me and asked if we could raise those. So I worked with the court and our attorneys to raise the fees. And that's basically what this ordinance is to raise the fees for the court.
So we did raise them.
You will after you approve this.
Okay.
Questions? No? Then I
No.
need a motion to approve.
I'll make a
Make a
motion
mo-
to approve ordinance number 274. And do I make one for 275 also, or does that have to be a
No,
separate
that's
one?
not just this one.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 274, municipal, what was it, municipal
Charges.
Bonds.
bonds? Yes, thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Trustee Lopez,
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes,
Trustee Baca.
Yes,
Next, we have ordinance 275, Minimum Wage Act.
This ordinance was brought into effect because as of the 1st of January, the Minimum Wage Act kicked into effect and raised the minimum wage to $11.50. And because of that, we had some employees that had to be raised up. We had some employees also that were very low, and they were raised up with this as well.
Okay, questions?
no.
If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
I do have a question. When will this become effective? After our meeting, or at the end of the fiscal year? I mean, at the beginning of the fiscal year?
No, the ones that were under $11.50 become effective immediately.
Okay,
The others will become effective after this meeting.
okay, thank you.
Okay, I need a motion to approve, please.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 275 minimum wage act.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Trustee Baca, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes,
Trustee Baca,
Yes,
Trustee Lopez.
Yes,
Okay, now we move to approval of cash disbursement journal for December 2021 first.
I have a question, Candy.
Sure, what's your question?
On one of the pages that you have there, I can't get it down here now. It had that you were lowering the elected officials' pay or wage, or what was that?
Hold on one second, I'll answer that. Mike,
Is it an error?
yeah,
Is it some kind of error?
it is. Mike, can you,
Oh,
so I can share my screen so I can show that to them? So what happened was when Sarah did the interim budget originally, she had the plan to pass by ordinance a raise for the governing body, which would have had to been passed, and then it would have gone into effect for the next governing body that comes in for the next elected officials. So that didn't get done. And it's not going to get done before the election. So we put it back down to where you guys already were. So it was just a correction on that.
okay, because we're the lowest paid in the county, so thank you.
Well, the problem is that you cannot vote yourself a raise, but you can vote those that's coming in a raise. And it only becomes effective after those new individuals are there and only for the new individuals.
Okay, so that in there was a correction then, right?
I had a question. What does claim on cash mean?
Mhm. Did Candy hear you?
Candy, what does cash on claim mean?
Yes, I heard you. Sorry. So claim on cash is part of the pooled cash program. So all of that big total is the total of all the bank accounts all put together, how much money it is. The claim on cash for each department shows exactly how much of that big amount of money belongs to that certain fund.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that is. Can you guys see my screen or no?
No.
No, hold on. It's
And I can't
Like-
get mine back. I don't know where mine went.
mine like went away
Turn it
too.
on to let you share your screen, but I don't know from that point how you do it. You just click share screen, I guess, at the bottom.
I don't
Yeah, I
have
got
that
it.
button.
No, just Candy.
Okay, now
Okay.
you should see my screen. You see?
Yes.
Now you see it? Okay. This is a first for me, so we're getting it done. All right, so this is the financial report. I decided to all together, all in one thing in 3 parts. It's just easier that way to go through it because it all ties together this time because it's quarterlies, it's mid-year, it's a lot of things all at once. So the
Yes.
first one that we're gonna go through, our first, our finance report. So everything's looking really good. We're about halfway through the year. The departments are doing an excellent job managing their budgets. Fuel prices, as we have talked before, have been a bit of a concern because we didn't budget it high. We budgeted it based on what it had been in the last 3 years. Fuel prices are much higher now. But what we did is I sat down and I went with certain departments that had some money in places that they weren't spending it. We moved that to where it needed to be. We found some expenses that were budgeted for that we no longer even pay for. So we've moved these things around. So we'll go over those in the bars when we get there. Our GRTs are on that steady uptick. We're really doing well. The pink line across right there at the 2,000 or 200,000 is about what we predicted that we would make monthly for GRTs, just based on what's been made in the last few years. As you can see, we've stayed well above that. This month was not an exception. I just got in January's yesterday, and again, it's above that minimum line that we expected to make. So we're doing really great.
Okay.
For our monthly accounts payable expenditures for December, we had 207 total payables. We made checks out for 136 checks. Sorry about that. We had 128 regular checks, 0 manual checks, 6 voided checks, which we're gonna work on Tyler with because we're not really voiding checks, it's a Tyler thing. And then 2 bank drafts that are GRTs, they come directly out. And I did put the note on here, we're working with Tyler to correct the void check thing. What's happening is when there's a bunch of payables that are being applied to that check, it prints it on 2 separate checks, but voids the second check so that it can see all the payables. It's really weird. So Tyler's trying to get that fixed, and so are we. So we spent on expenditures last month, the month of December, $313,491.33. So that's the cash disbursement journal that we need to approve.
I also noticed at the end of your reports, there was a certification of monies paid to vendor per month that in which we all signed. That will become a regular part of the cash disbursement journal.
Yes, as the governing body, you guys are responsible for the budget and what gets spent, what's brought in. And this is just a way for us all to be covered, that I'm telling you upfront and honest, this is what we've paid, this is what we brought in. And then it's just protection for all of us so that nobody can say, oh, well, you didn't do your due diligence. It's just kind of a protection for everybody. So that will be a monthly thing from now on. That was a good suggestion that we got.
Okay.
So I just need a approval of the finance report. And then we'll move on to the next part.
I needed a motion to approve the cash disbursement journal.
I'll make a motion. Go ahead, Ellen.
To approve the cash disbursement journal.
And I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbo,
Yes.
trustee Lopez,
Yes.
trustee Baca.
Yes.
Thank you. Now we go to resolution 2022-008, quarterly report.
007, I think.
I have 008 first.
Oh, can we do the other way?
Okay.
Can we, or do I have to?
No, you're fine. As long as they both get discussed, we're okay.
Okay, then,
Okay.
then we go to resolution 2022-007, budget adjustment.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I missed it when I looked at it earlier. So these are our budget adjustments. I broke it up into some parts so it's a little easier because it's a lot of budget adjustments. So what I did is, so these are the state bars. This first page, and I know it's so hard to see, we did email them earlier to you today, so hopefully you got to see them. These are state bars. That means that they require state approval. This first page is all revenues. What we had discussed before with the GRTs being earmarked. They're not separated into all these different anymore. So what we needed to do is take the GRT budgets and collapse them into one larger amount. And then we had a bunch that were just under budgeted. We didn't expect to be doing as good as we're doing this year. So the first one is, of course, GRTs. These ones that are negatives are the ones that we're collapsing into the 2 other GRTs. So it's not really losing money. We're not losing any money. We're just putting it all in one pot is what we're doing. And so this will be easier for tracking purposes. We did have to move some of our budget that we had budgeted for property taxes. We needed to move it into delinquent because we do receive some of our taxes that are delinquent. So we didn't have that budgeted, so we're getting a budget in there. The rest of them are mostly just increases. Our recreation fees are higher than we expected. Our rents and royalties are much higher than we thought that they were going to be. We budgeted 5,000 and it looks like we're going to get about 24,000 for the year. So we increased that budget by 19,000. Everything looks really good. What we had budgeted in just these revenues, this isn't every revenue that we have, but just these ones that needed adjustments. We had it originally budgeted at 3,693,178. We're making these adjustments here, which is going to increase our revenues or our predicted revenues to $4,464,201. So that was a good chunk of change that we didn't know we were going to get, and it looks like it's coming in pretty steady now. The second part, this is state bars as well. These are expenses and transfers. Remember, transfers really aren't an expense. It's transferring money from one fund to another. Most of these are just to cover payroll. That won't be happening anymore now that we're on pooled cash. It's all in one big pool. We won't have to be transferring money from here to payroll and from here to payroll, and it won't be such an issue. But for the first half of the year, it was. So we needed to make those adjustments going forward, so we don't have anything operating in a negative account. The other things, we did have to adjust some things. Pardon me. We had budgeted our GRT intercept fee. We had budgeted too low. It's going to be about $62,000 for the year. We do receive some of that back. Took us a little while to figure out how that all works, but it is coming back to us about half of that. So those, both of the budgets changed. So what we did is we had an approved budget for these items of $171,500. We're increasing the by $199,000, and so our total budget for just these items on here will be increasing $360,900. Remember, we're seeing more revenue, so we're okay. This isn't anything bad. These ones are our local bars. So when I was talking earlier that we found places that we could move money from where they're not expending that budget. So this is what that is. We had things that were budgeted wrong. As Ellen asked about earlier, the elected official salary. It was budgeted really, really high. You guys don't get that much. So we just put those back where they needed to be. In the process of figuring out with Miss Linda the minimum wages, we found some other errors in the salaries. Some employees got missed, some have health insurance but wasn't budgeted for, just little things like that. The good thing was that we had these budgets that we could move around and fix. Oh, sorry, pushed the wrong button. So this didn't cost us any money. All we did was took a piece of this pie. Well, we took a piece of this pie and moved it to another piece of the pie because it was needed more over here. This is the last page. It was 2 pages on the local bars, but I did want to show you. Why is it keep going backwards? Well, I think it cut off part of it. Okay, so the budget that we're moving is $1,114,364. Sorry. And we made the adjustments, but it was basically just moving it from here to here where it's needed, from here to here where it's needed. And so we aren't raising our budget at all. This is going to stay the same. We just moved it around. This bottom part is the same for the 506. The top 2 lines were expenditures that were budgeted that we're not using. It came to $47,500. The 506 is doing really good right now. And we could have fluffed that budget somehow, but it just didn't seem necessary. So we are lowering their overall budget. That was the adjustments that they needed were $50,300. We're deducting $31,500. So the new budget for just these items is going down to $18,800. That's okay. We needed to cut the budget in 506 because it was originally budgeted to have more expenditures than revenue anyway. So every time we can cut that, that'll be a good thing for us overall at the end of the year. So those are the bars. Do you guys have any questions on those? That was a lot of bars, I know.
I don't.
I don't either. You answered my question. Or
Okay, if there are no questions, I need a motion to approve.
make a motion to approve 2022-007 state bar budget.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow,
Yes.
trustee Baca,
Yes,
trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Okay, now we go to resolution 2022-008 quarterly report.
You didn't want to let me unmute my microphone. I talk too much, I think. So I know that you guys don't have paper packets unless you printed them on your own. So I put this together so that we can go over the key points as easily as possible. I'm very proud. I only had to call Michael one time for a little bit of help, and it was all because I put a fat finger thing in there, and it took him a while to find it too, but we found it, and everything for the first half of our year has matched our reports perfectly. So we are on the right track. Let me see, it won't let me change. All right, so this is your recap report. And when I first started doing finance, I didn't understand all of this. I've learned a lot, and I thought maybe I can help you guys learn as well. You guys have been doing this a lot longer than me, but I wanted to maybe touch on what we should be looking at. So if you look at the recap report, our revenues are here and our expenditures are here, and your transfers are in the middle. Your transfers should always net to zero. You can't have more transferred in or out than transferred in and out the other way. Like, we didn't just magically have money going somewhere. So it has to balance out. So that should always be zero on transfer in, transfer out. Your revenues minus your expenditures make your fiscal activity so far this year. So far our fiscal activity, our revenues minus our expenditures was $1,115,613.93. If you look at page, I think it's page 14 or 15 on you guys' budget reports, in the very third line from the right, where it says fiscal activity, the $1,015,613.93, that should always match at the quarterly point. So this ends December 31st, and so does your quarterly report. So this amount, revenues minus your expenditures, should equal your fiscal activity. And ours did, so we're doing great on that. On our adjustment schedule, your adjustment line, which is here on your recap page, it is all your adjustments. I know that we talked about it on our first quarter, that all the gray ones are going to be there all year. Those are the changes that we had to make for our beginning cash balances that we did with Michael when we were doing cleanup. So those are your adjustments. Your adjustment schedule should equal the same as what's on your recap page, and ours matches perfectly at a negative $1,438,171.51. I know that sounds like a lot of adjustments. Just remember that we had big cash adjustments at the beginning of the year. Just the general fund had $900,000 difference. So that's why it seems like a lot. Next year, hopefully we won't have such big adjustment columns. Any questions so far? We're doing okay?
We're doing all right.
All right, so that's all I had for you guys. Everything balanced, everything's beautiful. Our adjustments, our investments, everything's going really well. I think that we're on the right track. We did switch to pulled cash. And of course, anytime we change anything, there's errors and issues, and we are dealing with those as they pop up. So hopefully we can continue on the same course that we're on.
Okay, thank you for that great report. Any questions?
none.
No.
If not, I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the 2022-008 quarterly reports.
I'll second it.
The motion.
Motion by trustee Baca, seconded by trustee Lopez. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo,
Yes.
trustee Baca.
Yes.
Next, we go to direction to advertise GRT ordinance repealing and amending ordinance 89, 90, 108A, 121, 145, 149, 152, and 265.
This is a lot of ordinances, but when they were actually established, they had to be connected to a certain fund. So now that we can remove that stipulation for that certain fund, and it all goes into, like Candy said earlier, it all goes into one lump sum. Candy, do you have further?
Well, just like she said, they were all had to be earmarked, whether it was environmental or municipality or state share or local share. And when they got rid of that and they de-earmarked it, it all goes in one big pot now. So a lot of municipalities, counties, villages are taking those stipulations off, putting it in one big pot, and then we can decide based on the needs of our community where that money is needed and move it there. Just kind of taking out some of the middleman paperwork is what it's doing. But because they were voted on by ordinance, we do need to
Questions? Comments? Okay, do we all agree that they should, that those ordinances should be repealed and amended?
Yes.
Okay. So we're all in agreement with that.
Actually, we would ask that you would give us permission to publish the repeal and amendment of these ordinances.
So you just need permission from each one of them, each one of us?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo.
Yes. I'm
Trustee Baca.
fine with that.
Okay. Trustee Baca.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Okay. So we're all in agreement then. Okay, now we move on to the executive session pursuant to section 10-15-1H. The following matters may be discussed in a closed session.
Okay, I believe I sent each one of you a phone number with some information. So we will we'll leave this meeting right now and go into we'll call the attorney, and he will have the conference line open for us.
Okay, first I need a motion to go into executive session.
Excuse me, Mayor, before you guys do that, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
If you guys want, go ahead and leave this meeting. I'm going to keep the meeting open. When you complete your closed session, then you'll just get back into this meeting the same way you did to start.
Okay, do we get a hold of him by phone then, or?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then I need a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion to go into closed session.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by trustee Baca, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
trustee Baca,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor and trustees, this is Brett Olson. I'm going to go ahead and initiate that call now. So I will be waiting when you call in.
Okay.
Do we leave the Zoom meeting and then go onto the phone?
I would leave it. I mean, you could just mute it, but I would leave it and just join it.
Okay,
back
so
in
leave
when
it
you're
and
done.
then come back in?
I
Okay,
would. Just to be safe.
okay.
We can't run in my office and go have snacks this time.
He left us playing live on YouTube.
Yeah, I know if I stop the meeting and I restart it, people won't be able to see it again. I don't know that anybody's watching. I think there's nobody watching other than me right now, but if I do that and they come back with a different meeting, the YouTube meeting will be a totally different one. They won't be able just to come to that meeting again. So I'm just leaving it on and we can all be muted. I mean, they're going to hear all this crap, but yeah, just remember guys, we're still, hold on, if I stop streaming it though, then it won't pause it. It'll just stop it. And when I start it, then they'll have to go to a different meeting. They won't, anybody in this meeting